I'm going to call this meeting to order. An executive session was held in advance of this meeting to discuss personnel, contract, and legal matters. If everybody could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, first up, I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? No, we lost one already. Hearing none, motion carries. At this time, are there any public comments on agenda items only? We do not have any online. Anybody in the crowd? I'm going to go with no. Next up, I need a motion to approve the minutes from the August 12th, we got a typo here. Yep. Okay, we'll get that fixed on this agenda, but I need a motion to approve the minutes from the August 12th, 2025 regular board meeting, September 2nd, 2025 policy committee meeting, and September 2nd, 2025 caucus meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Next up, I'll throw it over to student rep reports. Flying solo over there, huh?
Hello, everybody. My name is Braylon McKee. I'm very excited to be a student representative for the high school this year. I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about myself. I've been going to Susquenita since kindergarten, and I'm currently a junior. I'm on the girls' basketball team, and I'm a part of National Honor Society and Student Council here at the school. I'm looking forward to a great year. Unfortunately, my partner in crime here, Olivia, cannot join us tonight. So I'm going to begin with Back to School Night, which was held last Thursday, September 4th. The Attorney General gave a presentation about social media to parents and guardians at Back to School Night. There were over 50 people in attendance for this presentation, which is an amazing turnout and is even more than they receive at schools that have a larger number than us. Students will be receiving a similar presentation this Thursday that will also be given by the Attorney General. We held our traditional Paint Wars game on August 22nd, which was actually the first football game of the year. This was held earlier in the season than previous years, but it definitely raised school spirit and excitement for football games, and was fun for students to participate in upon the return for the school year. We are still finalizing details for some of the clubs and activities we will offer this year. A club fair will be held in the near future, which will allow all students to explore these clubs and get involved in them if they wish. Our first activity day of the year is next Friday. This means the first hour of the school day will be designated to various activities that the students are able to choose from. Activity days received a lot of positive feedback last year from the students. It allows them to express creativity and take a break from their everyday studies. Homecoming is officially on the horizon, and the homecoming football game is on October 10th, and the homecoming dance will be the following day on the 11th. A new item this year with our monthly reports is called Ask the School Board. SHS students can submit questions through an online form for us to review and select 2 questions for the school board each month. This is a new way to improve student feedback to the building principals and school board. The way we select the questions is to see which ones are at the school board level and which would be at the class or building level. So for example, one of the questions we received is, how do I join the student council? And this would be considered a building level question. The first of the 2 questions that we selected for the board is, why do we have to use all snow days before flexible instructional days? My opinion is that this is more of a hassle due to the fact that days are being postponed in a way.
That's a really great question, and I think that when we look at the amount of instructional days are valuable, and we found that those instructional days and being in front of your teacher really is important when it comes to that collaborative learning experience and being able to do those project-based learning experiences. And when we look at those days, it's not just done by high school or by some of the upperclassmen. It's done across the board as a district. So a lot of times you get your early learners, and they need a learning partner. And it's very difficult sometimes to have that learning partner during a very hectic day. So we chose really to look at those snow days. And we also want to provide for the student body a true snow day. So when we get that snow, that's that 3-inch, 4-inch, or being from Potter County, that 12-inch snow that happens, you want to go out and be able to shovel out your neighbors, but also play in the snow and have a little game of snow football with your friends. So that's kind of that direction. So that's a really good question. Thank you.
Can I also just add that we're not unique as a school district that have shifted away from the FID, flexible instruction days, and gone to traditional snow day usage first. So we're not rogue out there, kind of doing this. There's other school districts, I think, to Dr. Fox's point, recognize the value of instruction being in front of the teacher.
And I will add, this one was heavily debated among the board, still is even, because there are people that could go either way and do understand the value of face-to-face learning, but the FID exists for a reason too, so it'll probably be talked about as the calendar comes up again for next approval. But I do appreciate the questions.
All right, and then our second question is, why can only the school board members or teachers giving speeches be able to give a student their diploma? Why can't a teacher other than the ones up on the stage give you your diploma? Many of us don't even know the members up on stage and would rather have a teacher who has impacted us give our diploma to us.
Yeah, that's a great question as well, too, and I think it's multifaceted. Our goal, certainly through Town Hall and through our student representatives, through inviting students to the caucus meetings to do presentations, and you'll see board members out and about in the community at different events, performances, student performances, et cetera, all throughout the buildings, is to get to know, and for the student body to get to know them too. So the board is that governing agency and that governing body, and it is one of those really special moments for them as well, for the students. But the other caveat is the logistics of the ceremony. Sometimes that delivering and getting people in and off of that smaller stage in a amount of time that coordinates and still makes that walking across the stage memorable for that student without disrupting that name being called and that next student coming on board would be a very orchestrated and very difficult process that would almost be like a queue in and of itself, right? Next person up, and you would have to crisscross, and it would be a lot of confusion. Certainly, I think there's a lot of different events that lead up to graduation that our incredible teachers do a great job of making sure that those events are memorable, and that still is recognized, and you as students are honored. And we have a great turnout when it comes from all levels, our teachers and staff participating in graduation, which is incredible to see when you look to your left, right, and that nice parade of teachers as you come down and they process in. It's very powerful. Kind of gives you those chills, and you'll see that in a couple of years. Thank you.
Olivia and I will be reporting those answers back to the student body. Our plan right now is to do them on the morning announcements, so everybody will kind of be able to see them. But that's all we have for this month, so thank you, and see you in October.
Well,
I think the question idea is really awesome, so thank you for bringing those. I think it's a good idea.
Yep, I agree.
Agree with Ms. Singley 100%. That was a wonderful idea that you two put together and present that to us. It's almost like the town hall that we did with students coming, except just a little mini session every month. We're here for a reason. Makes perfect sense. So utilize the time that you have, and you're doing a great job at that.
Yeah, kudos. I think that certainly as a representative to the student body, that's great. And to be able to tackle some of those questions, even before they come here, and having that sounding board for the student body is incredible. And that really forms that total engagement when it comes to being an engaged citizen. So nice job. And feel free to summarize some of my statements. I get long-winded. But thank you. You've done a great job. Welcome. And look forward to these reports and the good questions. And we may even pose questions back to you to ask the student body as well.
All right, moving along, I had some treasurer's reports, and next up, I need a motion to approve the following payment of orders. General Fund FNB prepaid bills for $526,263.70. General Fund MP wire transfers for $326,722.06. General Fund FNB wire transfers for $98,754.74. And General Fund FNB paid bills for $414,855.06.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Next up, I need a motion to approve personnel matters 8A through H.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Next, I need a motion to approve the support staff handbook.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Next, I need a motion to approve Quandel Energy Solutions to perform an investment-grade audit for Susquenita School District.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Dr. Fox, go right ahead.
Sure. Welcome to our Susquenita Mountain Bike Club. I can see there's several representatives here. Thank you very much to Braden Hostetter as well. Thank you for your communication back and forth. And just for the community, they did an incredible presentation at our last caucus meeting. And they really explained a lot about what they do, certainly as an independent club for the community. So it's important to note that while they're proudly students here at Susquenita, there's other students that can attend and be a part of the Mountain Bike Club organization as well. It is an independent group, not necessarily funded or supported here by the school, and that's why tonight they are asking for permission as they have their certificate of insurance here, just like any facility use, to be able to go and to construct and work hard as an organization and use that environmental stewardship to build some trails throughout and to really crisscross and add another layer for people and their organization in particular to be able to use.
Thank you, sir. And echoing that, thank you for your presentation last week. Very informative. Very nice to see the inclusivity of the program and all that you're doing. If I wasn't so old, maybe I would ride a bike, but I am. So, all right. Next up, a
The
motion.
motion. Oh, sorry.
What's that?
I thought you were.
Nope. You want to read it? No. Next up is a motion to permit the Susquenita Mountain Bike Club to begin the construction of trails on district property. The board would ask that the Mountain Bike Club report back to the board in April to detail their progress.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion?
I will abstain. Due to
Okay.
my personal connection.
All right. Any further discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, we still have enough, motion carries. Got some policies here. Need a motion to approve the first reading of policy 824, professional boundaries.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Need a motion to approve second reading of policy 622, capital assets.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Need a motion to approve second reading of policy 706, property records.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Need a motion to approve second reading of policy 323, tobacco use.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Next up, I need a motion to approve the Science Department AP courses to take a field trip to Chincoteague Bay Field Station from April 15th, 2026 to April 18th, 2026 to provide students with immersive hands-on education in coastal and environmental sciences. And it should be noted, they'll will miss 3 days of school.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. All right, Dr. Jones was not able to make it this evening, so Dr. Fox will provide a quick CPA CTC update.
Thank you. Lots happening at Cumberland Perry Area Career and Technical Center. There's a groundbreaking ceremony that was held on August the 25th. It was reported that it was a very nice ceremony. Dr. Jones attended and represented our school district. In attendance were Senator Greg Rothman, State Representative Thomas Coots, and Barbara Gleim, so we thank them for attending. There were several members of the Joint Operating Committee and several superintendents, Cumberland Perry administration, and some staff as well. So that construction project is underway. Like any construction project, there'll be updates along the way as they continue to look to expand the programs at Cumberland Perry. Definitely. When you look, it definitely has that construction feel. A good start to the school year has been reported at Cumberland Perry. And there's an exploration study to look at the balancing of AM/PM numbers and how and what. Certainly it looks like at that time. So that's a longer study that's being conducted and one that's going to require lots of information and one that I'm sure that either the JOC or the superintendents will report back as to the next steps in that process and study.
Looks like it stays with you for foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd like to thank certainly all, I'd like to thank the Rohr family. I'd like to thank McGuire's Ford for a great dedication night that happened at our last home football game for the dedication of our video board. And it was really nice to see Chuck Rhodes, ABC 27, 44 years in service, but really just to hear him and the stories and his connection to Susquenita School District with his daughter, and he spoke to our cheerleaders, just really a pillar of the community. And it was nice for him to introduce the McGuire's Ford family, and it was nice for our students, did an incredible job as always producing a media film to thank them for that donation and the impact that it has had and will have and continue to have. Not just as an enhancement to our facilities, but an enhancement really to our curriculum to be able to use for those learning experiences for our students. We have our next meeting coming up here Thursday, September the 11th. We'll continue to plan and look for ways that we continue to support all of those great happenings within the Susquenita School District and look for our next project that's up and coming.
Thank you. Chuck was here pretty early on Friday, too, mingling around, hanging out with the students. And I don't know if you got to see him play the drums over there, but it was incredible. Yeah. All right. Got our meeting schedule there, standard schedule, first and second Tuesdays. Nothing informational. Any administrators wishing to provide reports at this time?
Yeah, absolutely. Would love to continue to talk. First, I would like to present to you a certificate from the Pennsylvania School Boards Association. The Pennsylvania School Boards Association conducts 5-year memorial benchmarks and what they call honor roll of school board service. So we would like to present this certificate of appreciation to you for your dedicated service to our community.
Well, thank you.
Wait a minute, you gotta do that again, wait.
It's the only honor roll I ever made, just so you know. Oh, geez.
So as we reflect on our start of the school year, I'd like to thank certainly everybody for these first few weeks. Really, when it comes down to it, there's a lot of people that I'd like to thank. I'd like to thank our incredible custodial and maintenance staff under the leadership of Mr. Scott Howe. They have a lofty summer agenda. It is aggressive, right? When you think about the massive cleaning, and I'm not just talking wiping down, it is floor buffing, scrubbing, waxing, pulling all the desks out, cleaning each and every crevice within this building, and to do it in and around camps and projects and open gyms and other things that are happening, it's incredible. And yet they do it, have it ready, and looks amazing. So thank you for all of your hard work, and to the custodial and maintenance staff for all they do. I'd like to also thank our contracted bus drivers for their service to our district. They're extremely valuable. And thank you to our new supervisor from Roar. His name is Mark Somerville. He's been a great partner with our coordinator of transportation, who does an incredible job. So together, who's Tammy Feltenberger. So together, Mark and Tammy do an incredible job of making sure and prioritizing the safety of students, working with any issues that may come about, communicating and ensuring the best that we can, the safe delivery of our students. And the drivers are so important. They're oftentimes can be the first person that a student from our, the first person our students from our district see in the morning and the last person that they see. So that really is an impactful, and really impactful position. Thanks to our teachers and paraprofessionals, they had an incredible kind of gear up. Lots of professional learning that took place, hours of work, of learning, putting time in and above to transform their classrooms. And they really, these past several weeks, have transformed what is a classroom into a learning community, into an academic hub. So we, as you know, we have outstanding teachers, and we're extremely proud of them. And we're extremely proud of our students. So thank you for choosing to be a Blackhawk. Thank you for partnering with us. So between our outstanding teachers and our outstanding students, there's some really great happenings that are occurring. We ask that you continue to subscribe and read the newsletters that our principals send at the elementary school, middle school, high school. They have a lot of information in them. Take your time, look at some of the dates, make sure you're opening any attachments that could be there, because that's really a lot of information that comes through. They send those out weekly, and that information is extremely valuable. I think I've said this before, and I'll continue to say it. Welcome, Mr. Jim Olinger, and thank you to the board. He's our new Director of Safety and Security. He's leading all of our safety and security operations at the district, and he's done an outstanding job already. And we look forward to Jim and what he's able to continue to offer for our school district. We continue to watch and listen for any signals of the 25-26 Commonwealth budget that hopefully is completed soon. It's really interesting and fascinating when we look at the Commonwealth budget. We have to have our budget completed by June. The governor released his budget proposal in February, and here we are. And it's difficult for us, certainly as a school district. We're fortunate because of the really, I think, the prudence that this board has in order to have a solid fund balance. But without, it certainly would be in some major considerations. So we asked the legislator to please enact some of those changes that are long-standing, such as cyber charter reform and others that will make a long-standing impact for public schools throughout the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. All right, I will stop talking now. I believe, Mr. Page, you have the microphone, sir. High school.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Fox. First off, I want to point off how great of a job Bray did with her first time ever here in front of the board and speaking, and ended up, finding out last minute that she was flying solo and being able to ask some of those tough questions and get some of your responses. So I just want to make sure that I pointed that out. Just some things that we've been talking about over the last 6 months or so. Just wanted to report back that we did send out a Google form that students voted on the color of their gowns for graduation, and it overwhelmingly came back to stay with the traditional colors of black and orange. Also, we've had a high interest in starting the Diversity Club back up, which is already on the books, but Mrs. Reeder and Mrs. Liptak are going to take the lead on that because we've had such a high interest from students. And this week, starting, counselors are going to be meeting with seniors individually to kind of go over some of the things that they have in their future plans and try to get a good idea of kind of where they stand and any of their needs. Thank you, guys.
Good evening. I have quite a few things and updates. I was actually prepared this week, unlike last month, so thank you. Today was the large PTO fundraiser assembly. I was not prepared for how noisy that was going to be, but it starts tomorrow. They shared that they made over $20,000 last year, which that goes to all the different activities for the students and then provides obviously field trips for the kiddos throughout the year. So we're really excited about that. If you want to come see some of us get pied in the face, that's also part of that too. Back to school night, we changed some things this year. I think I told you we were offering dinner and things. Got some feedback from parents and as well as teachers. We're going to continue to refine that process because we want to continue to meet what the needs are of the community, not just what our ideas are. Last Friday was our first of 4 digital citizenship lessons, so that will be the next 3 Fridays, and that way the students will have that to carry on with them through the year. This one's a little bit longer. Mr. A and Mr. Ananicio and Mrs. Davis had Glenn Holloman last Friday from Clark's Ferry Tavern historian. He brought artifacts into the middle school that the high school students came down with. The students got to research them and look at them, and now they're doing a big project on Canva, and there is a Pioneer Day next Saturday, September 20th, and they have infographics they're making and things like that, so you can check that out if you need more information. The man's up there. I don't know if Dr. Fox is going to be talking about this later, but we are piloting something from Pennsylvania School Board Association. We're really excited. I'll leave that one for you.
Oh, no, go ahead. I'll segue in, and you can explain a little bit about some of the details. But the Pennsylvania School Boards Association reached out, and they have what's called a learning lab, and it's an immersive trailer, and they're looking for pilot school districts. And fortunately, because of our location and being one centralized campus, we have the ability to utilize it for 3 buildings, and it will come here for a week. There's different activities such as the geography of the United States, careers, high priority occupations. And the students will go in small groups and be able to experience and interact and use some of that immersive technology that's in there, along with some activities for follow-up and preview. So that's happening, I believe, the September 15th through the 19th, and we'll plan that out into some small groups. So you'll see this really cool trailer out in the district parking lot, and it will be there for those 4 days. And lots of different activities that our students will be immersed in. And Mrs. Sabisky has graciously been our point of contact and has worked directly with the Pennsylvania School Boards Association's Educational Outreach Center to provide this. So thank you.
I don't think I need to say anything else unless anybody has any questions. 2 more things, and I'm sure Mrs. Matash is going to touch upon this, but we're really excited for our Apple visit towards the end of the month. We have a lot of different things planned for them to tour, so we're really excited about that. And I'm new to Facebook, so thank you, Mrs. Matash, for getting me on and learning how to actually post things. But check out the middle school. I've been pretty active with daily getting pictures of what's going on in the classrooms, and the community's been really responding to that. So I'm excited to get more of what's happening inside the walls as opposed to what they just might hear from the outside. So that's that. Thank you.
All right, over at the elementary school, next Friday, we're going to be having our little hawk walk. It replaced the Run for Ed or Walk, I think, Run for Education. It is a fundraiser for our PTO. But what has been nice about kind of transitioning into our own little hawk walk is the students in each classroom kind of takes sports teams and makes posters for them, and then we have the cheerleaders coming down and sports teams that are available to encourage the students as they walk the track to raise money. So that's next Friday. Our Black Hawk PBIS school store starts up next week, starting Tuesdays and Thursdays. Our students have been earning as many Black Hawks bucks as they can by following directions and following our high five values. And anytime Mr. Ward or myself are down into the cafeteria or in the hallway, they're always running up and they're like, I have 20 Black Hawk bucks, when is it going to open? So they're very excited for this. Our chorus and our band signups have been going home. So if parents are listening, 4th grade students can sign up for chorus and band for taking lessons, and we're really excited to see what's going to go on with that. And then I just wanted to follow up with our Bridges Math Initiative. I have been able to go in and see some lessons being done, and this is only the first few weeks of these lessons going on. This is new curriculum for teachers, and I was in a second grade classroom doing just the number corner, and that's where you take the calendar and you turn it into an engaging math lesson. And those second graders were so excited. They were trying to guess what the next pattern was. They were trying to come up with the equations. They were talking about what the sum would be. So I was just impressed with I'm thinking this is week 4 of getting our lessons up and going. The amount of engagement I'm seeing already in math lessons it just blew me away, and I was so excited to be able to be a part of that. Compared to, I mean, our teachers were doing fantastic last year with what they were doing, but I feel like this really gives our teachers the tools to kind of set the fire for math. And even seeing kiddos that I know in the past have been reluctant mathematicians, they were giving explanations and equations. Sorry, I'm tongue-tied here. So I just want to thank the board again for supporting on that. We are really seeing a difference within our students with that program.
I just want to reiterate that and thank all of the teachers who are implementing that. They have worked extremely hard. It's very overwhelming, so I just want to say kudos to all the teachers who are implementing and working with Bridges, because it's quite the undertaking. So thank you, teachers, for all your hard work and dedication.
Okay, Special Ed World. We are still on track at this point to have our playgrounds put in, our adaptive playgrounds put in at the end of the month. So very excited about that. I am planning a ribbon cutting ceremony, so keep the end of the month open. So we will be able to do a ribbon cutting to open them up to the kids. So I'll let you know more information as that becomes available. Also, as part of our secular monitoring last year, we did have some action items. One of them was to enhance parent access to special education training and information. So I have developed a survey to go out to our special education parents, just kind of start that process to see how they want that training to be provided. Do they want it virtually? Do they want it in person? So that should be going out by about September 15th, I think it's set to go out. So very excited about that. Also, some exciting news is that we have to report every year on disability categories and discipline through our students who are in the special ed world. And we have really tried hard in the elementary school and middle and the high school, really tried hard with our positive behavior support plans and the initiatives that we've put in place through the MTSS process, to help those students before we get to the point where we have to remove them from school or we have to have more severe consequences. So the data did come out from September 3rd, so that was the last date of reporting. And I am happy to report that our out-of-school suspensions for 10 days or less was reduced by 61%. Our in-school suspensions for 10 days or less was reduced by almost 32%, and our total disciplinary removals was reduced by 36%. So the MTSS process, that positive behavior support program, and everything that the teachers and the administration is doing in the buildings is really helping to help support those students and also keep them in the educational environment, which is so important. So I just wanted to share that with you.
I will just follow up with what Mrs. Savitsky said about our Apple Distinguished District visit it's September 25th. It's from 9 to 3. Any board member that would like to come, we welcome you to attend. It is an Apple Distinguished District. There are only 2 in Pennsylvania, so it is a visit that other districts can send their teachers to see what we're doing, not only with technology, but with student-centered learning. Part of the day will be the teachers visiting classrooms, and then the other part of the day will be talking about student-centered learning, challenge-based learning, and how we're using it, and then teaching the other districts how to implement it as well. So again, that's September 25th. We're starting in the middle school at 9 a.m. We would love for our board members to attend.
Thank you. Thank all of you for all your information. Any board members wishing to provide anything at this time? Yes, Ms. Singley.
Yeah, I just wanted to follow up on a recent newsletter that that I received, and I think many in our community probably do, from our local state representative Perry Stambaugh. It was great informational segment of his newsletter that addressed public education expenditures per student by county across the entire state. And in that, he talked about expenditures falling into a number of categories and listed them as 60% on salaries and benefits, 17% on capital expenses, 15% on transportation, 4% on classroom supplies and building maintenance each. One thing I did note that was left out on there was 10% on cyber charter expenses and cyber charter tuition. It is a huge expenditure of our school district and one that we do often talk about. And I just wanted to make sure that for those that read the newsletter, that they were aware that that is still a very huge part of our budget. And it is up for discussion right now in the conversations that are surrounding the passing of the budget. There was a cyber charter reform bill passed through the House that is sitting in the Senate right now. And so I would encourage our senators and senators across the state to really take a hard look at that and start to address some of the challenges that those high costs of cyber charter reform are putting on our brick and mortar public schools. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. Moving along to public comments. We don't appear to have any online. Anybody in the audience in attendance would like to speak? Yes, please approach the microphone. Tell us your name, your township of residency.
Hello, my name is Braden Hostetter. I am from Penn Township. And on behalf of the Susquenita mountain bike team, we would like to thank the board for allowing us to build on the school property. And we look forward to reporting back to you guys in April. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Your parents should be very proud. You are definitely a leader, and show that to us last week and continuing today and going forward. So I think the board is very happy to be able to support you and the entire club with your endeavors from here and going forward. So. Anyone else? All right. I will make a motion for adjournment.
Second.
All right.